It is, well, it's Thursday the 29th today at 4:30 in the morning. But this is for day 3 of Project X, which was Wednesday the 28th. I had an absolute shitter. I'm not gonna lie. Like, bad. I mean, I woke up late because I set my alarm but forgot to actually set the alarm. So, like, I set the time for it but forgot, because I'm an idiot, to actually turn it on. I've made sure I've turned it on this time, don't you worry. So I woke up at about 3:30. That sucked. I ended up going to sleep at 5 a.m. anyway, because I can't fucking sleep at the moment, which is really annoying. I didn't really manage to get much work done. I went for a walk to clear my head because I was really pissed off that I'd messed up, to be honest, to start with, because I was really like, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to, make these next 2 days amazing before this exam. And, it's the start of all this stuff, and I really want to get out to a good start. And it felt as though it was getting better and better each day. And I'm just like, and I knew that at some point I was going to have a shit day, or like, just not do well. And it's like, sometimes a shit day just happens. But this, I mean, it's always, I'm responsible for the things I can control, and that's what I need to worry about. And it was within my control to not make it a shit day, which is really annoying, because even then afterwards, I was like, I gotta pick it up, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. So I went to clear my head, made some food and all this kind of stuff, and then 6 o'clock rolls around, I'm sat and trying to do some fucking work, and I just can't. I keep getting distracted. And I say I can't, I could have. I know I could have, and I should have. I was just not there. I wasn't in the game, which is my fault. And it's something I need to get better at, and it's something I need to improve. And my discipline was awful today. That's the first example of it. I then went to the gym to do arms and shoulders. Not really proud of myself for doing that, because I know that was from procrastination, to be honest. And I did my forearms at the gym as well, which was good, because I didn't want to. I wanted to leave. But I made sure I still did my forearms, so that's okay. I'm making this video, but I'm really enjoying this at the moment. So, yeah, I don't know if that's particularly disciplined, to be honest, because it's something that I'm enjoying. But anyway, but yeah, really, really bad on the work today, to be honest. And, this morning, what I wrote in my notebook, it was all very optimistic. This was after I went for the walk. It was like I'd had a shit time. I tried to recover from it with the walk. I was feeling good. I was lining myself up to absolutely kill it for a couple hours. Then procrastinated. Went to the gym to procrastinate even more. And my mate came back from home to uni and all this kind of stuff, and I ended up spending the whole day doing pretty much jack shit. I've maybe done 2 hours of work, 2.5. Not high quality work particularly, but I am like 2.5 hours of actually working, not including like just pissing about. But still, I wrote down 5+ hours, non-negotiable, which is a lot, but it's something that I really needed to do, and I didn't have many things today, to be honest. Like the other day, I had some other stuff that I had to do. I didn't hit that. The only non-negotiable that I've managed to do today was this, and I've had two per day. Has been the kind of thing. I feel like, the first one was 3. First day was 3, and that's just the things that I'm running. For fuck's sake. Knocked my flashcards off the desk. That's what I'm writing in this notebook. So it's like the day, what I did in the morning, the kind of goals and like aspirations and things to remember for the day, and then like non-negotiable or like NN will be next to them. If I have to do them, like I was saying about the other video, something you just need to do, and if you don't, that's when it could be quite a bad day. And I didn't do one today, and that was the work. And it was a big target, but it was definitely something that I needed to do. And this video was another one on non-negotiables, but as I said, I'm enjoying them at the moment, so I feel like that's coming from a place of ease rather than necessarily discipline. And obviously, everything you do doesn't just have to be hated, but done anyway because you're such a disciplined person and all this kind of stuff. It's just, I don't know. don't know, which was proven to me today. I think I was on a bit of a roll and thought I was getting good at all of this shit, but not really. I think getting better, yes, which is exactly what I'm here to do, so that's great. But ego check. I'm not the best yet. Not even close. Not even fucking close. I'm not even good yet. Not even slightly. So I've decided that, I mean, it's what, 20 to 5 now. I'm trying to get to sleep by like 5, maybe a little bit after. I need to finish the rest of this video and post it and all this kind of stuff. And actually go to sleep, which is the hardest fucking thing at the moment, apparently. And if I don't get to sleep by like 6, I'm going to be seriously pissed off with myself. Because I feel like it's within my power. I mean, it just is. It's something I can control. And then wake up early tomorrow, not get much sleep, which is annoying because it's going to kill some gains or whatever. But gym isn't really what I need to worry about at the moment. I need to worry about my exam, first of all, and doing the work, but also getting myself into a good sleep schedule and setting myself up in like a good way so that I can use it to help with this discipline and all this kind of stuff, and then the gains will follow. You know what I mean? It's kind of why I think some of the like a lot of the science-based stuff, like obviously it's like more optimal, but I was thinking about this today. The reason I think that some like science-based lifters get a lot of slack for it is because I think a lot of the people who just want like an easy route in the gym think of science-based lifting as like an easy route. Like it's like, oh my god, this exercise is more optimal, I'm going to get twice the bicep gains if I do this, instead of the people who are going to be disciplined and want to be in the gym are just going, fuck it, I'm going to go to the gym and just lift some weights and like I'll learn that way and all this kind of stuff. Might not be doing the most like optimal thing, but if they're in there 5 days a week consistently for a year, not just in there 5 days a week for like 2 months and then give up after that when it gets hard, I think that's, you know, kind of why sometimes they can just be bigger. I don't know, it's just a thought I had recently, but I just thought I'd share it. But yeah, and then get up early tomorrow, like 9, and I need to smash it tomorrow. I know I need to smash it tomorrow. So I need to get up early, have coffee, clear my head, write down what I need to do for the day, and it is going to be, again, 5+ hours of work, but I need to finish all the content and start making sure I've gone through all of the worked examples and questions and things like that, ready for my exam. I would like to have finished all the content, gone through all the worked examples and questions, and possibly begun an exam paper, if not finished an exam paper, and marked it. Finishing an exam paper and marking it, as well as finishing all the content and the worked examples by the end of tomorrow, would be smashing it. I think I don't really need to worry about the gym tomorrow. However, a gym is really good to, like, say I've been doing work for however many hours straight. Once I've earned that break, then kind of using it as a break, even if, and then I feel like that is being disciplined then, even though I might want to do it, it's in a more disciplined way, I don't know, rather than using it as procrastination. I mean, I still, yeah, I don't know. And then Friday, I have my exam, but I mean, my thoughts for the exam is like, the exam's going to be what it's going to be, and I'm going to perform how I'm going to perform in there. So it's not, there's no pressure on the actual exam. I know some people get so worried about the actual like day they're doing the thing and all this kind of stuff. And yes, you know, there's certain things you can psych yourself up for it and like make sure you're getting in there and giving your best shot. And like say it's a lift, not an exam. You know, you need to actually be doing your best in the lift and thinking about things and all this kind of stuff. But I mean, it's all the work you've done before that really makes the difference. I mean, if you're thinking about it like an NBA final, right? Don't get me wrong. That's even more. Like, there's 40 minutes in there where, I'm pretty sure it's 40 minutes. I don't know if it's like long. 40 minutes in that game, or a rugby match, 80 minutes, right? 80-minute rugby match. In that match, you can make the wrong decision. You can, feel like shit and give up. And it is a longer period of time, so there is more you can do during that time, the longer it is, to make the right choice. Like in the exam, I can feel like I just want to walk out, but not, and lock back in and be like, right, I need to do this stuff. And I don't want to do it in the exam. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it. I could just lay there and like cry about it. Or I could like get on with it and do it and focus on all this kind of stuff. But it's all that work that you're doing up before it that's going to make it easier. Like if you were in the gym hitting the weights, you were doing your cardio, you're doing all this stuff. Doing your cardio is going to make you less tired, so you're not going to want to, when you're making a decision, you're going to have that energy to go, no, I'm taking the ball in. Or, I'm not just going to shovel shit out wide. Or you're hitting the weights, so your collisions are better. You're making more dominant tackles, which is hurting you less. And it's not like, the last 10 minutes of the game and you're like, oh, I'm beaten up, I feel awful, blah, 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 I don't want to make this tackle properly. And he runs over you and he just fucking scores a try. You're still there with I'm about to make this tackle, and I'm about to make a fucking dominant tackle. And you might not make the dominant tackle, but he didn't fucking score the try. So say it was going to go, let's pretend either way it was going to go bad, right? That training that you've done before, instead of making the decision to just try and put in an alright tackle, and then it goes bad, and it's no tackle, you're trying to put in a massive tackle, and it goes bad, and you just get the tackle. You know what I mean? I don't know. So it's the work that I'm doing before that I'm worried about at the moment. I can only worry about the exam when I'm in the exam. There's no point worrying about it before, so I just need to focus on the work, which I did a bit shit at today, to be honest. Oh my god. I saw an unbelievably beautiful girl. I was like crossing some lights just as I was coming out of the like Uniacom. She was beautiful. Of course I didn't say anything. I thought of something like 5 minutes after, because we were both walking the same way, so she was like walking behind me for like a while. But I wasn't just gonna like stop and turn around and say it, even though I could have. But like she had a tattoo, blah 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 blah. None of this fucking matters, but she was beautiful, and I didn't speak to her. But the whole reason I was saying that, I'm going to the library tomorrow, and I think she was going to the library with my mate Jake. So I'm hopefully going to be doing a lot of that work then. I feel like I am just absolutely waffling at this point, but I really need to make tomorrow count, because the day was not a good day. And that's fine, and it's going to be about how I bounce back from this tomorrow and Friday, and not just then, but after that. There's something I've been really thinking about. I finished my exams on Friday, and I had some issues, let's say, with discipline and drinking and all this kind of stuff, and other stuff, and smoking and blah 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 blah, before, big time, and I'm kind of worried about it, because I haven't really been drinking at all. In fact, I completely stopped until I finished my exams, because I was going to drop out of uni. I hated it. It's a whole fucking story. But I decided that I was going to give it a go, and I had the entire year's content to do before this exam. Oh yeah, I probably should have explained. This is that's why I'm struggling so much with all the stuff, because I had the whole year's content to do, like halfway through Easter, so we were basically finished with all the lectures anyway, and I had so much work to do. And I've managed to do a lot of it, and it's the final stretch of it, but I still had like a whole year's content for this exam to do, and it just felt like a lot, and something happened, as I've mentioned, and it's just been a lot. So I feel like sometimes under the circumstances that I'm doing all right, it's just that there's such big time pressure at the moment that there's no way to take off. And don't get me wrong, once I finish that final exam, oh my god, it's going to feel like a weight off my shoulders, and that time pressure is going to go away. But I don't want that time pressure to be the only thing making me do that work. I want to be this time pressure. Not necessarily making myself with that time pressure, but I want to be the driving force behind why I'm doing what I'm doing, and not just because of the time pressure. Like when I'm thinking like, oh man, I don't want to do this work, but I have to because the exam's soon. I want to be thinking, oh man, I don't want to do this work, but I have to because, and then me, you know what I mean? Like I have to because I owe it to myself, because once I do this, then I'm going to be ahead in the module and the content, and that's something that I really want to do because I told myself that I want to do well in this degree, and in second year that I'm going to get a first, blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. But the reason I'm doing it is not because there's a huge time pressure from the exam, it's because I owe it to myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or at least that's what I'm trying to do. And what I'm worried about is that after, and when I start drinking, because I'm going to go out and have a drink with my mates and have a great time and all this kind of stuff, I don't want to lose that discipline. I don't want to lose these habits that I've built. And I know I'm not just going to lose them straight away, but I don't want to accidentally starve them out. You can starve a good habit just the same way you can starve a bad habit. And get carried away and all this stuff. Because, yeah, I don't know, it does kind of scare me, the thought of going back to how things were. Because, I don't know, it's bad. Like, you don't want awful things to happen again, and it's scary, the thought that it can. So, like, I don't know, getting punched isn't fun. I don't want to be punched again. Like, not that I was punched, like, it was like an analogy. Say I was punched, and I stopped. God, I made that analogy as hard as possible. I don't know. I'm just worried that I'm gonna let myself completely go out of control again, and so I don't want that to happen. So I'm not gonna do any work after the exam on that day. But then the day after, on the Saturday, I'm still gonna do some work. And then I'm still going to do a bit of work each day, and I'm still going to keep going to the gym, and I'm going to try and stay disciplined while still enjoying myself and adding it as part of it, because I feel like that's a healthy thing to do for me to understand, because at the moment I've not really been, socialising too much and all this kind of stuff. And I think what I need to do is understand how to include that in it, but not let it go too far, because I'm not very good at that. And that's a whole new learning process for me, because I think one of the reasons that I may have struggled with some of this stuff before is because I haven't really learned how to do that, or taught myself how to do that. When enough of a good thing is enough, like drinking or something. But yeah, I'm scared that it's going to get out of control again. But I don't think I'm going to let it, or at least I really don't want to let it. But we'll see. I mean, obviously, I'll keep you updated. This is a daily thing anyway. Not that anyone's being updated, but I'll at least have the updates for myself to watch back, or however we're going. I'll hold myself accountable, which is really what this is for, to be honest. And it's working really well to hold myself accountable, because I can tell, because I'm pissed off with myself at the moment, because today was a shitter. And I'm really, really hoping, and it is in my control, so I need to stop fucking hoping and start fucking doing, that tomorrow's a good day. And it will be. It's going to be. Slam a Red Bull when I wake up. That'll do it. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I'm going to enjoy seeing some friends, hanging out, having a bit of a drink after my exams. But that is, I don't know, just also a bit of the problem. But I'm learning, and I think that's the important thing. Just gotta not make the same mistake twice. So, not set my alarm and not have a shitter like this, and until I can stop doing that, then I'm gonna have to keep getting a little bit pissed off at myself when I do it, and making sure I hold myself accountable until I solve the problem. Yeah. Well, I'm not dead yet.